Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another review where I'll be reviewing the Mahindra Bolero Neo 2021. But this isn't an all new car because this is based on the TUV 300, rather you can call it the TUV 300 facelift, but Mahindra calls it the Bolero Neo after their iconic and rugged SUV, the Bolero. Today I'll be giving you a detailed review of the Bolero Neo. So first let's get started with the basic facts of this car like the color options and the variants, starting from the color options. So there are totally 5 color options of this car, which are the first one diamond white, and the second color is rocky beige, which we are standing in front of it, majestic silver, Napoli black, this is my favorite one, and the final color options highway red, which was the flagship color in the previous TUV 300. Then this car has totally 3 variants, but there is no optional variant. The optional variant will come soon, but for now there are totally 3 variants, which are N4, which costs 8.48 lakhs ex showroom, the N8, which is the mid variant, which costs 9.48 lakhs ex showroom, and the fully top model, the N10, which costs 9.99 lakhs ex showroom. Then in the future there will be a new variant added, which will be the new top model, which will be the N10 optional, but for now I don't know the price, but when it's launched I'll give you a quick update. Under the hood is a 1.5 liter Mhawk engine, which is also available in the Mahindra Bolero, and there will be a new base variant for the Mahindra Thar, as I said, and this engine will only be in the Mahindra Thar. Then this car's max power is 100 bhp and the max torque is 260 Nm. Then Mahindra says this car is built on Scorpio's platform, but we can't expect much safety rating from it. It might be 0 star rated to 3 star rated. Now let's start the walk around of this car, starting from the exterior. In the TV ads you might find the size decent, but in real life it looks very huge, very colossal. Now this is the overall front look of this car, and people say the grille is inspired from the Alturas G4. Now it's inspired from the Alturas G4 because of the chrome elements, the chrome strips on the grille, which enhances the car's looks and gives it a good look. Then there is honeycomb finish on the grille, and then you will get to see a chrome insert with Mahindra logo in the center. You can check out the headlamps of this car. These are halogen lights, not LEDs, not projectors, and these are basic ones. And there are smoke finish in the inside. This is the parking lights, and below that you'll get to see the indicator, and above there is an LED DRL. Now coming down you will get to see halogen fog lamps, not projectors, not LEDs, and again you have smoked finish just like the one above. Then talking about the bonnet position of this car, the bonnet position is really high, but compared to the TUV 300 it's low. And Mahindra says that they reduce the bonnet position and the height compared to the TUV 300. Now I don't think many of you have noticed, but there are front stylish skirts with silver element in the center. And again you can check out the bonnet. By the way, this car only has manual transmission, only diesel. There's no petrol automatic. Diesel automatic is also not available. Now, this is the wipers of the car. The wipers are not automatic wipers, of course, because in this budget it's not very easy to get it, and as this is a Bolero, it's very basic. The side looks very boxy, and of course this is the TUV side view. The length is 3995 mm, width is 1795 mm, and the height is 1817 mm. These are the plain 15-inch alloy wheels, which are also available in the old TUV 300. So actually this car is just like the TUV 300, and there's no Bolero element except there are a few. And I don't think this car represents the Bolero's personalities and the way it looks, because the TUV name was better, but for sales they just kept the name Bolero. This is the Bolero side black strip, but it only suits the Bolero. But this was an unnecessary element. And you can check out the rough black finish door handle. This is rough black finish to show that the side strip and the door handle is connected. And actually this connects very nicely. Once you open the door, you can't easily close it because you have to close it again and again until you get used to it. This is the fuel lid where you fill your fuel, refuel the car. And this is the sloping roof, which I'm not a big fan of. Now you guys must be thinking, why is this black strip at the side so huge? But then it's not very huge. It's only this much. But the one below is just graphics, the stickering graphics. But I like the way the black fades into the green. And you can check out the third row passenger's window. Then you have a side footstep, which is of course necessary for a tall and high car like this. But then the TUV never had roof rails nor the Bolero, and this car is also not having roof rails, but still it has the SUV feel. Then this is the rear view. We'll come to it in a while. And there is a special feature which is segment first, and it's only in the segment. This is the only rear wheel drive car in the segment, and there is a special feature for this thing. This feature is called the multi-terrain technology. So what happens is, when you're off-roading and when the back tire goes up, the tire doesn't get any torque or it doesn't spin. It just stops spinning and it gets you out of that obstacle immediately. Then the tires are small according to the size of this car. One thing I don't like is the way this thing is finished. Now let's get to the rear look. The rear is again just like the TUV 300. It doesn't look like a Bolero, except there are Bolero badgings. And if I compare it with the old TUV 300, there's not even a single change except the Bolero badgings, etc. This is the halogen tail lamps with indicator and a reverse lamp. Again, it's not LED. This is the Bolero Neo badging. Here is the rear wiper with the defogger. You can check out the spare tire. The spare tire is a steel wheel, as you can see. We have Mahindra badging and below we have Bolero badging, but there's no Neo badging. The shape of the spare tire's cover is good, but it's outdated. They could have tried on a new one. But the old TUV's one looked good because the Mahindra logo was way bigger and there was no Bolero badging, so it looked better. And this is the side footstep. There are totally 4 reverse parking sensors, but there's no reverse parking camera. I don't know why, because it's very common these days. They could have at least kept the rear camera on the spare tire or somewhere. You can check out the reflectors of the car. And this is a very necessary feature, again, footstep. And this is a very tall car, so you need a footstep. And this is the door handle to open and close the car. And this is the rear spoiler, which really enhances the car's looks and give it a sporty look. There's a Live Young Live Free badging which Mahindra provides in most of their cars. And this is the third row, or you can call it the boot. First, let's check out the door panel. You have nothing really much to talk about. You just have a grab handle and a door handle, and this color on this car, these peach type colors, and some elements. And then you have this glass area. The view is like, decent, but then I won't recommend you to sit in the third row. You can use it as the boot instead. If you let children sit in the third row, it's not very safe still, but I recommend you to sit in the normal bench seats. Now, to use it as a boot, you can fold these jump seats by doing like something like this. And let's even fold the other jump seat. And there you go. This is the boot of the car. Yes, the seat's rod might irritate you when you keep your luggage, but still, you can access the boot easily compared to all the cars which have bent seats as the third row. But the depth is good, but it's not a very flat boot. Now let's get to the third row and sit over here. So the third row is very spacious according to my age. But again, if someone sits over there, then I have to squeeze my leg inside and I won't get any space. Now let's close the door and let's see. I really don't want to try this out, but I'm just testing. And you can see it's very tight inside, it's not even spacious at all. It's very suffocating, but for short distance it won't be suffocating. And this is the reading lamp for the second row and the third row. Now I'll show you the butterfly windows of the car. Now butterfly window means the way the third row's window open for these types of cars. So the window opens in this way and it provides you ventilation, but compared to the AC it doesn't give you much. Now let's step outside the car and let's go to the second row. I have to close it again. Okay, now let's go to the second row. But first of all, I have to adjust the seat. As you can see, the front seat is completely adjusted behind. So I have to adjust the front seat. Now you can check out the second row of this car, and I have pretty good legroom and good headroom, of course, because this is again a very tall car. And suppose a kid sits in the middle, then the kid will also sit comfortably as the floor is almost flat. Yes, there's a bump in the middle, but still, it's almost flat. Magazine holders. The scooped out seat bags are giving me good legroom. The one thing I like about this car is that the back seat is way higher than the front seat. Like if you look at the XUV 300, the Nexon, the Duster, etc., the back seat is much lower than the front seat, but here it's higher. You have a reading lamp over there and at the back too. And in this aspect, you have a proper SUV feel and you have a grab handle. The disappointing thing is that you don't have a rear AC vent, which might be a bit suffocating when you're driving in the sunlight. Now let's get out of this second row and let's go to the first row co-passenger seat. So let's open the door. First, let me show you the door panel. The door panel is having a bottle holder at the bottom, a handle and the door handle with lock. But you don't have storage space to keep your coins on the door panel. Then you have good legroom, of course. Even an adult can sit comfortably over here. The top of the dashboard is quite short. It's not very long, just like the Scorpio, and you can get a boxy feel. Now you guys must be wondering if there's a glove box above because of the gap over here. No, but it's just the fit and finish issue which makes you feel there's some glove box. But there is no glove box actually, there's only one glove box. This is the AC vent and this is the blower control. And you have silver finish below the AC vent. This is the glove box of the car, and again the fit and finish issue is very bad, just like the Scorpio. Before we go ahead, you can just check out the dashboard. The dashboard is just like the TUV 300, and Mahindra calls the interior design an Italian design. But I don't like the way the finishing of this area is, like a curve. You have gloss black finish which enhances the dashboard's look and a silver outline. These are the two AC vents with two blower controls for each AC vents. Then yes, you do have a touch screen, but the disappointing thing is though you don't have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And the touchscreen is placed between these buttons. The controls for the touchscreen, like the volume, the radio, etc. And below you will get to see the hazard lamp. You know the hazard lamps, the parking lights, which is over here. And below you will get to see automatic climate control with heater. Then you have buttons like AC, Eco AC, etc. But then there is a button over here which does nothing. You just press it and it does nothing. So again, it's an unnecessary element. And this is the 4-speed manual gearbox. As you can see, there are only 4 gears, and you can keep your coins over here, storage space. And this is the 12-volt charging point. It's a bit difficult to remote, and there you go, you can see. Then you have USB port and an aux port. Again, you have gloss black finish over here, which gives enhancing look. And then you have the window controls over here, which is not a good place, but you will get used to it. It's not over there on the door panel, it's in the center, just like the new Santro. And this is the handbrake. There are 2 separate armrests in the middle. You don't have a normal joined armrest, you have separate armrests for the driver and the co-passenger. There's a grab handle, sunshade with a vanity mirror, which is quite small. The driver is also having a sunshade but no vanity mirror. And here are the reading lamps at the front. And there's a subtle element, which is this storage space where you can keep your wallet, phone, or something. The floor mats are also having the Bolero Neo badging. Like always, it's very usual. Now let me show you the driver seat, the controls at the driver seat. Okay, let's open the door. And as I said, the door panel is not having any window controls or any mirror controls. It's just the same as all the door panels. You have the grab handle, the door handle, and the bottle holder and the speaker. And here is the adjustable driver seat. You have height adjust, which is definitely a necessary feature, and reach adjust. This is the fuse box, and these are the eco mode. Now what eco mode does is it gives you extra mileage and you can save fuel with the help of eco mode. But if you want to have a sporty drive experience, I suggest you to turn off the eco mode because it won't give you much power, but if you keep it in normal mode, it will give more power. A sport mode in this car would have been a great add-on, and I hope Mahindra would add a sport mode to this car in the future. You have eco button, defogger button, etc. And then this car is having many missing features like the start stop button. You just get a normal ignition start. You just have to do it with key. And you also don't have a request sensor. And here are the controls for the indicator and the lights. And the other side you have the controls for the rear wiper and the front wiper. You have ESP button, then headlight control, headlight leveler, etc. And this is the steering of the car, Mahindra's signature steering, which is available in cars like the Mahindra Thar, etc. and the Bolero. You have audio controls, then the trip meter control and cruise control, and then this are the volume control. In the middle you have a Mahindra badging, and there is a accelerator, clutch and brakes. So now let's close the door and end this video. So do tell me in the comment section if you enjoyed this video. If you like my video, share my video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'll meet you in my next video. Thank you.